Let's talk a little Georgia Bulldogs because the pads went on in Athens on Saturday. I could hear them popping all the way up here in Nashville. We got Rusty Mansell, Dogs HQ. We're going to talk a little recruiting, but with all the 5-stars on campus, I just got to know, are there any early, incoming freshmen that you're hearing a buzz about on offense?
I think Bo Walker's a running back. I don't know if he was a 5-star at high school. He's a running back that kind of got lost in the shuffle a bit. I think he's had a good summer, couple of practices. I think Talon Taylor, the 5-star wide receiver at Illinois, I think he had a really good second practice. Again, it's very early. These guys' heads are spinning. They're trying to stay out of Kirby Smart's way. You don't want to be on the other end of the microphone at practice. But I think these guys have had good summers.
Yeah.
I think the freshman buzz obviously is a guy that we were very high on at On3 and now Rivals as well is Elijah Griffin, the former 5-star. Everybody I talked to raves about him. In fact, I got a chance to talk to Drew Bobo one-on-one on Friday for a radio interview. And I said, Drew, what about these young offensive linemen? He goes, well, they're all learning, doing that. He said, I'll tell you, the freshman that's impressed me. I said, who is he? He goes, Elijah Griffin. So that's Elijah Griffin's a guy that certainly early on is kind of living up to his billing.
All right. Yeah, we know. You know what? And forget it. Fives, they're on campus now. There are no stars. We take it all away. All that matters are you standing out or are you not? So I love it. Football is back. Now, there was another big commitment. We're going to switch gears to recruiting. Anthony Lennon, a defensive lineman, a monster defensive lineman, commits. And also there's a new offer out on the offensive line. I'll get to that. But first, Rusty, why was this an important commitment heading into the fall?
I think, look, man, this kid, listen, he is 6'2". He's 271 pounds. I mean, this is not the prototypical defensive lineman that you see fit in the Georgia scheme. Mm-hmm. Here's what I love about what Kirby Smart and Trey Scott did. His dad played at Georgia. His dad played tight end, Anthony London Sr. He played with Kirby back in the 90s. But I'll tell you this, he just played himself onto the board, and he has great tape. And I go back, and I hate to even use the kind of comparison, man, but to me, it reminds me of Grady Jarrett, who's in his 10th year in the NFL. I remember seeing Grady Jarrett in high school. He's 6 foot and a half, 250 pounds. I said, there's no way that guy's going to be big enough. Well, 10 years later, he's one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. He just kept producing. And when you look at Anthony London, they call him A.J. London. When you look at him, man, he has like 25 tackles for a loss last year. Not in a career, like last year. And this guy just plays hard. He's got a great motor, great levers. He's just hard to deal with. Somebody in that building made the comment to me, Rusty, it's better to have him than play against him. And I think that sums it up.
And now let's talk about an interesting wrinkle in UGA recruiting. New offer. You don't get a lot of these going out this time of year. It's usually the spring or in the fall. Those are kind of the eval times. But new offer out. Offensive tackler Tyler Chukayem. He's a Florida commitment. The Gators got him early. They went into the state of Georgia under the radar at 6'6", 290 pounds, but the Gators were able to pull him out. At least they have a verbal commitment from him. How big of a priority is he right now with this new offer for Georgia?
I think the message was clear from Georgia. When we offer you, you can commit. If you want to flip, you want to make Georgia your choice, here's the offer. And this is a young man that's just turned 17 back in the spring. I got a chance to work him out at my MVP camp. I remember going, man, this kid's a lot bigger in person than I thought. He was 6'6", 290 pounds that day. And when he told me he had just turned 17, I knew the ceiling there was a lot for him. There's some schools in Georgia, 17, you're a freshman. I'll just say that. But he's a senior, and he's got a lot of ceiling left in him. Meeting the young man, meeting his mom, meeting his dad. I think this is a very grounded young man. He comes from a great program at South Paulding. Florida won this battle over Ole Miss for him. But now Georgia, he told our Jeremy Johnson this weekend, listen, I'm going to hear Georgia out. How this plays out to me, Josh, is does Georgia get him on campus? How many times they get him on campus? And where's this thing in December?
Yeah, it seems like the ball is now in Georgia's court. Whether they press for him or not will probably determine the outcome on whether or not they can flip him. All right, so with recruiting kind of winding down, what do you think Kirby Smart and this recruiting staff would like to accomplish between now and the early signing period?
Just hold on. Just hold on. You know what I mean? Just no news. Nobody get in trouble. Nobody flip. We like where we are. Like our board. Yeah. Let's just get to sign day. It's one of the top 2 or 3 classes, regardless of network. It's one of the top 2 or 3 classes in America. They've got some meat left on the bone. I know they would like to bring in another running back and another offensive tackle, and you see an offer there. And I think this is a great class for Georgia. Done a great job, but you've got to get to the finish line. Look, man, this is August the 3rd. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns for everybody in the country. And Georgia's hoping to have a lot more turns than they are twists.
Hey, these games got to get played. That could be a good thing for the Dogs. So, Georgia fans, talk to Rusty and I. Not a lot left, but what would you like to see Georgia accomplish on the recruiting trail between now and signing day? Let us know. Comment section below.